I want to talk about the last 7 years in Daniel chapter 12. Daniel chapter 12 says a lot of people think that they're going to make a war with animal sacrifice. See, the Antichrist will not make a war with animals. He's making war with the saints. That's what a lot of people do not understand. All these false teachers and prophets. They think that they're going to take away the daily sacrifice, animal sacrifice. He's going to stop the sacrifice. They're talking about taking away the daily sacrifice. They're talking about taking away the saints of God. Just like Paul was taking away the saints, the daily sacrifice, when he was hauling them off to prison. Some are being killed. The same thing that the Antichrist will do in the last days. Because in the New Testament, the Bible prophecy was for the New Testament, for the end time. When he's talking about taking away the daily sacrifice. If you read Daniel chapter 12, and it said, many shall be purified. See, they're going to be purified and made white and tried. But the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. See, only the wise will understand, but the wicked will do wickedly. You know, this is why they be teaching all false doctrine. You know, they think it's animal sacrifice in the last days. The Bible prophecy was for the future. What Daniel was talking about was for the future, the end time. And at the end time, the daily sacrifice are the saints of God. You know, that's what a lot of people do not understand, is because the daily sacrifice was animal sacrifice in the Old Testament. They think that the Bible is talking about the daily sacrifice as animal sacrifice. But what Daniel was talking about, he was talking about for the future, for the end time. So the daily sacrifice are the people of God, are the saints of God. That's who he's talking about. We present our body a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable unto God. This is your reasonable service. See. All right. In verse 11 of Daniel 12, it said, and from the time that the daily sacrifice shall be taken away, and the abomination that maketh desolate set up, there shall be 1,290 days. This is like 3.5 years. See, the time that the daily sacrifice shall be taken away. So he's talking about the saints of God. The Antichrist will make war with the saints. He's not making war with animals. He's making war with the saints. He try to get the saints have the truth. You see, the people don't want to hear the truth anymore. Animals don't have truth. The people have truth. You know, the saints of God, they have the truth to try to stop the word of God. You see, they come against you when they're telling the truth. That's why our Lord said there will be many false accusers. See, they lie on you when you tell the truth. They try to twist your word and everything. You know, you can see it all happening right now. It's like with Donald Trump. See how they twist every word he says? You know, they do that with everybody now. They become kind of evil society now. See, you're making war with humans. You're not making war with the saints. I mean with animals. You're making war with the saints. You know, with human, with people. That beast system. And go to Daniel chapter 7. They tell you about that little horn will make war with the saints. See, and it's in Daniel chapter 7 and verse 21. It said, I beheld, and the same horn made war with the saints and prevailed against them. See, he prevailed. He was victorious over them. See, you know what I'm saying? Everywhere you read in the Bible, it says make war with the saints. You see, you go to Daniel chapter 11, verse, verse 31, it said, "An arm shall stand on his part, and they shall pollute the sanctuary of strength, and shall take away the daily sacrifices." See, he's taking away the saints. That's when they kill the two witnesses and be killing the saints. And Jerusalem will be going to the captivity in the last 3.5 years. See, the first the 7 years, that's when the two witnesses come. See, in the midst of the 7 years, that's when they're going to kill the two witnesses and be killing the saints. You're going to be making all out war with the saints, the Antichrist. See, before that, when the two witnesses was prophesying, they couldn't do the two witnesses nothing. They couldn't take over, the Antichrist couldn't take over Jerusalem, because the two witnesses was there. You know, I just like with Pharaoh, with Moses. Pharaoh couldn't do Moses nothing, because God was with Moses. You know, he couldn't do nothing with Moses. The same with the two witnesses. The Antichrist couldn't do nothing to the two witnesses. He couldn't take over. After they killed the two witnesses, then he had full control over Jerusalem. See, the two witnesses were prophesying in Jerusalem. You know, it said, "An arm shall stand on this part, and they shall pollute the sanctuary of strength, and shall take away the daily sacrifice, and they shall place the abomination that make it desolate." See, they're going to take away the daily sacrifice, and then they're going to place the abomination that make it desolate. See, they're going to set up an image. You know, what he talked about in Revelation chapter 13, God said, "And I put no graven image in your land." You know, it told Israel in the Old Testament, and I think in Leviticus chapter 26. See, and that's what they will do. In verse 32 says, "Such as do wickedly against the covenant shall he corrupt by flattery. But the people that do know their God shall be strong and do exploit." See, that's after they kill the two witnesses. See, the world will be keep going on after they kill us. Say the people will be strong, the people that know their God. They're going to be strong and do exploit. And verse 33 say, "And they that understand among the people shall instruct many, and yet they shall fall by the sword and by flame, by captivity and by spoil many days." See, but be many days after that, after they set up the abomination that make it desolate. That's why the Bible says it could be 3.5 years after that. See, after they kill the two witnesses, and they're going to be taking away the daily sacrifice. And it said, "Now when they shall fall, they shall be hoping with a little help, but many shall cleave to them with flattery, and some of them of understanding shall fall to try them, and to purge, and to make them white, even to the time of the end, because it yet for a time appointed." See, the end is not yet after they kill the two witnesses. You know, this is a lot of people to understand that the world will be keep going on after they kill the two for 3.5 years. You know, see, like in Revelation chapter, I think it's in Revelation chapter 13, it tell you every place in the Bible, it tell you about making war with the saints. In Revelation 13, let me see, 12, 13 and 7, it said, "And it was given unto him to make war with the saints, and to overcome them, and power was given him over all kingdoms and tongues and nations." That's the third beast right here. There's a lot of people can't see that. They think that's the fourth beast. But the Antichrist was among the third beast. That false prophet was among the third beast. And when the 10 horn got here, he got out from the third beast that had 4 heads. he plucked those other 3 beasts up who he was with. And he got with the 10 horn. After he got with the 10 horn, he plucked them other 3 up. You know, the 10 horn he give power unto them 10 horn. The Bible tell you that in Revelation chapter 17. And then he had fully control. The Antichrist, the false prophet. And he could cause the people to receive the mark of the beast, you know, and worship his image. You see, it tell you in Revelation chapter 13, it starts from verse 14 on down all the way to the end. Then you can go to Revelation chapter 19. See, in verse 20, it will tell you, it say he the one that caused the people to receive the mark of the beast, the false prophet. That's the Antichrist. See, he was the head. He's the leader. That's why the Bible say he give power to them 10 kings, 10 horn. See, the 10 horn had the power before, because the Vatican, they have the money. You got to use a little bit of common sense. The one with all the money, that's the one that rules. All right, Revelation, I think 19, let's see. Revelation 19 and verse 20. And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracle before him, with which he deceived them that had received the mark of the beast. You see, he deceived them that had to receive the mark of the beast. It's the false prophet. See, deceived them that have to receive the mark of the beast. And them that worship his image. See, and them that worship his image. It's because you go back in Revelation 13 and verse, let me see, 14, it said, 13 and 14, and deceived them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast. You see, they made an image to the beast. The beast, one of those beast heads got wounded before, and he made an image to that. He told the people to make an image, and the people made an image to that beast, which had a wound by a sword and did live. And verse 15 said, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that many that will not worship the image of the beast should be killed. You see? He the ones, the false prophet, caused the people to receive the mark of the beast and caused the people to worship the image of the beast. See? The Bible clearly tells you in Revelation 13, Revelation 19 and 20. See, that's why you have to read and get an understanding and stop believing what these false prophets be telling you. They be lying to you. You're talking about the Antichrist is not a religious leader. It's a political leader. Like a king, that's an ordinary king. Nebuchadnezzar was a king. Nebuchadnezzar ruled the government and the religion. You know, God ruled everything in one. And Antichrist do the same thing because he want to play God. You know, just like when Jesus Christ come back, he ruling the government and the religion, everything in one. You know, just a common sense thing. There's no separation in that. That man say that separate between church and government and all that stuff. You know, God run everything in one, just like with Moses. He ran everything in one. He'll tell you how to dress, what the government, the laws is, and not to do that, not to steal, kill, rape, do all these things. You know, lie, everything. And how to dress. It told men not to be put on a woman garment. A woman not supposed to wear anything pertaining to a man. See, that was all in one. You know, and they had to do the daily sacrifice and all that. That was everything all in one. Had to do it all. You know, it's just how it works. You know, the Antichrist you can learn from Nebuchadnezzar. Nebuchadnezzar ran the government and the religion. Remember, he said they throw Shadrach and Meshach and better go into the fiery furnace. You know, because Daniel was You know, they didn't want to obey him to worship that image of that beast that he had set up, that image he had set up. You know, that's just how it works. You know, everything is in one. There be false preachers and prophets, they be lying to you. But this is what I wanted to show you all. The last 7 years is when the two witnesses come. You know, God give power unto the two witnesses in the last 7. This is what he's talking about, the last 7 years. When the two in the midst of the 7 years, then the two witnesses will be killed. You know, the Antichrist will last 3.5 years. You have be a great tribulation because he's going to have full authority. At first, he couldn't do the two witnesses nothing. You know, like in Jerusalem, he couldn't take over Jerusalem. You know, because the two witnesses was there. He had control. You know, just like with Pharaoh. Pharaoh didn't have control over everything when Moses was there and God was with Moses. And Pharaoh was tormented. You know, that's why beasts, you know, it was full of darkness. It wasn't pain. You know, see. That's all I wanted to bring to y'all today. But study God's word and get an understanding and stop believing everything these false prophets is telling you. See, everything have to make sense. All the pieces have to come together. You know, you have to look at the whole Bible, what he's talked about, and I can give you many more other scriptures. You know, but I'll just give you enough the way you can understand. You know. And thank you, and may God bless you all and give you all wisdom.